Hey, my puppy people, it is Cindy, and I am here for 3 things that make me crazy. As a dog trainer, 3 things that make me absolutely crazy. My head goes when I see it. And I'm telling you this just to help enrich your life and your dog's life and to keep your dog safe. That's what it's all about. So 3 quick tips how to make a trainer crazy. I don't know. So the first tip is retractable leashes. Those things, I can't stand those things. Retractable leashes, how do I hate them? Let me count the ways. Number 1, it teaches your dog to pull. Number 2, they are so dangerous. Dangerous for the dog, dangerous for humans. You can't see the black little band. It's not even a rope, just the little string that they're on. You can't see it. So people trip over it all the time. I've tripped over it. My nephew was rollerblading once and he just took a header over it because somebody had let their dog go out all the way. And that's why they're so dangerous. People let their dogs go out all the way. You know, there's leash laws for a reason. 6 feet. Keep your dog with you to keep your dog safe. Many dogs have gotten hit by cars. They've gotten attacked by other dogs because people let them go out so far and they have zero control over them. Which leads me to the third reason I hate retractable leashes is it teaches your dog to ignore you. Ignore you. It's basically, we're out on a walk, la 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 la, whatever, there's a human somewhere, don't care. And so then when you want to get their attention, what do people do? They snap it and they pull it back. So it gives your dog whiplash. It's very confusing from the dog's point of view. And the most important reason why I hate the retractable leashes, well, I guess the most important would be the safety issue. But the number 1 from a trainer point of view, not from a mom point of view, but from a trainer point of view, the number 1 is you have zero control. I work with so many reactive dogs and I come to people's houses and I'm like, okay, blah, blah, blah. I get their history. We do a little eval. And I'm like, okay, well, let's take them for a walk. They pull out that retractable leash. And I'm like, well, there's, 9/10 of your problem right there. You have zero control. The dog is ignoring you. The dog is finding its own stimulation. And you can actually be reinforcing it. So please stay away from those retractable leashes. Please, 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 please. The second thing that makes me crazy is how often you repeat yourself. And I'm sure it makes your dog crazy too. I say these things. It makes me crazy. I'm sure it's making your dog crazy. We repeat ourselves so much. I always say there's 3 words that we say all the time. Now there's a 4th one that I'm hearing all the time. But the first one is their name. We say their name constantly. Fido, 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 Fido. The dog's totally ignoring you. And you keep saying Fido, Fido, Fido. So what is the dog learning? Fido means absolutely nothing. Fido means ignore you. So if your dog doesn't answer you the first time, he's not going to answer you the 50th time. So if you say their name and they don't respond to you, do something else. Change your tone of voice, go up and poke him in the butt, whatever. And your feet are not in cement. So if you're saying something to your dog and he's blowing you off, go to him. Take a couple steps towards him. And it's amazing how when you take a step or 2 towards him, they're like, oh, where'd you come from? So don't repeat their name. Second thing we say all the time is come. We unteach the come all the time. And that's one of the big complaints I get from people is my dog doesn't come. He has selective hearing. And that's usually because we've untaught the come, where we say it so much, just like their, Reggie's right here, I said come, he came over. Just like their name, we tend to say come, 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 come. And instead of changing the tone of voice, instead of going to the dog, instead of going back and teaching the come, we just keep repeating that word. So then the more we say it, the more the dog learns. It means absolutely nothing. And then the third thing that we say all the time is the word no. say no constantly. You don't need to say no. If your dog offers a response and they don't get anything for it, then they know that it didn't work. So you don't need to say no. But the more you say no, 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 again, it's just another word that they tune out. So instead of saying no, you want to make a sound that they don't hear all the time. Sorry, Reg. Which gets their attention. It's a pattern interrupter. They're like, what? What? And then you give them an instructive reprimand. Sit, off, leave it, come. Tell them what they're supposed to do. So that they can do it. I hated this when my kids were little and I heard all the parents telling their kids, no, 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 no. Well, little kids tune it out too. I mean, they're not just born knowing what they're supposed to do. You have to teach it, right? So watch how many times you say the no. Now, the fourth command that I'm hearing people say all the time, and I think this is due to its popularity on the TikToks and the YouTube, it's the neighbors, Reg. It's okay. It's okay. Is leave it. Yes, leave it is a very valuable command. Your dog needs to know it. It could save your dog's life, but your dog isn't born knowing it. You have to teach it to your dog, like these other commands. And I hear somebody, leave it, leave it, leave it, leave it, leave it. Sorry, Reg. He's all looking at me. Leave it, leave it, leave it, leave it. And one, they just repeat it so much, the dog ignores it. And they keep saying leave it when the dog keeps going for something. So it can actually be reinforcing to the dog that leave it means, oh yeah, pick up that piece of paper off the ground or go for that dog, whatever. And then the other thing I hear with the leave it all the time is when they say leave it and the dog does leave it, they don't praise the dog. Like, I've seen some people in public, even when they're out with their dog and the dog is going for, candy wrapper on the ground. And people say, leave it. And the dog stops and, oh, okay. And then they keep walking. They don't praise the dog and say, hey, that was a great thing that you just did. So watch how much you say commands and make sure you are rewarding when your dog acts appropriately. So 3 commands, their name, come, no, and that leave it if that's in your repertoire. So anyway, keep that in mind. Thanks for hanging out with me. Go play with your dog.